German.
So you read all these books for research for what you're writing,
and because I enjoy them. I really enjoy Paradise Lost. I think it's a fantastic story. I like the fact that the devil is the protagonist, and with the Avengers Infinity Wars that's out right now, where everybody's, and I'll be honest, I enjoyed the movie. I don't think it's all that good. Marvel has made much better movies than Infinity Wars. And part of it is because Thanos, and everybody's saying, and if I'm speaking Greek, stop me, Thanos is just not a compelling character. He's okay. He's not the worst villain in the MCU. He's certainly not the best. And everybody's sort of falling over themselves to pay homage to this movie. He's just not that good. When you look at Paradise Lost and you look how the devil, Lucifer, Satan himself, is portrayed as the protagonist, and you see the world from his perspective, and he becomes more of an anti-hero than the devil, that is good writing. That is a good protagonist. That is good villain that's good to follow along with that villain. And that was sort of my, I get an inspiration from different things, but that was a huge inspiration to take a villain. Because villains are the most, I used to say, without a villain, there's no need, without the devil, there's no need for a messiah. So you need the villain. The most interesting character in most movies or stories is the villain.
Yeah.
Right. Because one, the villain has agency. They're proactive in what they do. The hero's kind of always trying to catch up to the villain. And if a villain is done right and you can sympathize with them, man, that villain makes you question who you should be rooting for, that's a good villain. And that's Paradise Lost in a nutshell. And it's one of the first, at least I think, it's one of the first examples that we have of that. And that was not Milton's intent by any means. He was a very devout Christian and was writing that to pay homage to Genesis and the creation story and the fall and all that. And it's kind of because I think we talked about this before, everything we think we know about the Garden of Eden and Lucifer's fall and the hosts and the war in heaven, really all of that comes out of Paradise Lost.
And that was written when, 1700?
1615, something around there.
By Milton?
Thinking by John Milton, yeah. It's great. It's an all-time classic. It's fantastic.
Do they have a modern English version, or is it only in the old
you can find modern English versions. They're not all that popular.
You're kind of losing.
No, I waffle back and forth on that because I think if I write something and you don't understand it, then I have failed, and it doesn't matter how fancy the verbiage is. So if you can capture the spirit of what Milton was going for and translate it to a modern audience, yeah, have at it. I don't have a problem with that. You're not going to go out and learn ancient Greek. I'm not going to go out and learn ancient Greek because you know what? I'm not going to learn another alphabet. I'm just not.
But when you write, you're writing in modern English,
That's right.
Even though you interpreted it from the old English.
That is correct. Okay. So I grabbed the spirit of what they were doing and I apply it with modern, sensibilities. And that's always fun. That's the point of the classics. I mean, nothing's new under the sun, so why not do a new spin on an old idea? That's always fun. And we've seen it where, speaking of Marvel, the best example I can give you is, Dark Knight with Heath Ledger and his portrayal of the Joker. The Joker has been an iconic character for...
Better than Jack Nicholson's version?
By far. Yeah. That, not only was that the best comic book villain that we've ever gotten, that was one of the best acting jobs we've ever gotten. I mean...
So it was right before he
unfortunately died. But, man... He disappeared in that role. I remember showing my daughter, we were at Target, and 10 Things I Hate About You, which he starred in, opposite whoever the lead was, and The Dark Knight just happened to be very close to each other. And I showed her, it's like, I want you to know that 10 Things I Hate About You guy is this guy. Yeah. And she had never seen 10. She was, I don't know, 5 or 6 at the time. And she looks at the Dark Knight like, no, there's just no way.
Yeah.
This can't happen. But he completely dissolved into that role. For instance, in 1966, when we had Batman, the campy Batman, you had, who was the guy? He had the mustache.
Bruce West? West.
No, that was
Adam
playing
West.
the Joker. Adam West was Batman. Oh God, I'm drawing a
Who
blank.
played
for,
the Joker then?
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
I forget what his name. I'm going to remember at the moment we shut the camera off. But you know, that guy played the Joker, right? Played the Joker. In Batman '89, Jack Nicholson played the Joker. In The Dark Knight, the Joker played the Joker. Heath Ledger was nowhere in that. And we just rewatched that movie, I think, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. My daughter was over, and we were all like, oh, let's make popcorn and do the thing. And we're watching the movie, and my God, is that good. And I saw it on opening night, and I still remember all the feelings I got for every time he was on the screen. And I look at him as the penultimate version of a villain. We didn't know where he came from. We knew exactly what his motivations were, and we knew we couldn't trust him. And yet we could sympathize with him. Couldn't empathize with him, but we could certainly sympathize with him. And man, you wrap all that up, and I don't need an origin story. I don't know where he came from. He's the scariest villain we've ever had.
Heath Ledger as the Joker.
And if he would have been
Knight.
the lead, I don't know how you would have done that, but if he would have been the lead, he would have won. He should have won Best Actor for that year.
Who played Batman in that?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
He has the throat cancer thing going on by that point. Like, hockey pads. Hockey pants, I'm sorry.
So
Yeah.
Batman's your favorite?
My favorite hero?
Superhero?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
There's a lot out there now with Marvel coming out with all these. They're awesome movies.
The movies are awesome.
Yeah, they're getting better.
So I think so Captain America is probably my favorite in the movies with Marvel.
You relate to Captain America?
I really like what they've done with him. I really do, because and again, that's good writing for the hero. They didn't change Captain America. They left Captain America exactly who he is, and then they put him into today. And suddenly Captain America is one of the bad guys.
He didn't have a whole lot of superpowers, did he?
No, just the super serum. So he's faster, he's stronger, he's that, but he could still catch a bullet just like everybody
But he
else.
needed that shield.
Needed the shield.
Without the shield, he would have been.
His whole costume is armor too. So
Okay.
yeah, I mean he
What about Iron Man? That was good stuff.
he's Batman without a secret identity is what Iron Man is, and without all the broodiness. Thank you for joining us for that clip of our weekly podcast. If you want to get more bonus footage or join us for the entire podcast, head on over to Patreon, where our Eagle, Tiger, and Dragon subscribers get access to not only what we cast and talk about, but advanced lessons in your forms, in your Tai Chi, and in your life.